Retro Gamers, and Tarper here, with a bit of a pickups video, well, a lot of a pickups video, massive pickups video, because it's been so long since I last did a video, and but we're going to kick off with some news first. For those who don't know, I'm one half of Hidden Chest Gaming, now known as just Hidden Chest, because we do so much more than gaming in our shop. It's basically a shop that's based in Brierley Hill, the West Midlands. Those of you who keep up with news and events will already know this, but a lot of you won't. We had a massive fire in the block that our shop resides in. Absolutely gutted the entire block except for our shop. Amazingly, it's a bit of a miracle really, our shop shares no doorways or roof or anything with the rest of the block. It's like an extension on the side of the block. The block literally burnt and the roof caved in. Our shop survived, the stock survived, the stock doesn't even smell of smoke. No water damage, no smoke damage. I'm gutted for the people that have lost stuff. There's a bloke lost his part of his livelihood in that unit. Nobody got hurt. Firefighters were quick on the scene, dealt with it as best as they could. It had already taken hold by the time they got there. So the rest of the block's gone. Our shop is intact but with no power, so we are out of action for the foreseeable. Hopefully we'll be back up and running in a nearby unit soon, to some degree. To what degree we don't know. We don't really want to be moving everything out of the shop if we can carry on using it, if you know what I mean. If we're moving absolutely everything out of the shop, it's a massive undertaking. Then to get it back in the shop how it was, it's sort of evolved, the shop has, over the years. I've been there. Dana built the shop back 3 years 4 months ago. I joined him 2 years 4 months ago, and we've really sort of put our hearts and souls into that shop since then. And it's evolved, and to get everything out and put it back again, to get it how it was, it would be an absolute nightmare of a job. We don't really want to do it if we can help it, so we're just seeing how things pan out at the moment. If everything goes to best, for its best, then we will be going back into that shop when they restore power to it. At worst case scenario, currently we will move to a unit opposite. It's not going to be the same, but we will be there and we will move all our stock into it, and people can come and shop pretty much on the same site, just over the road from it. Basically, Hidden Chest isn't going anywhere. We are going to come back. We'll come back bigger and better. Me and Dana have both got the determination to see that happen. One way or another, we will be back. Just to let everybody know that sort of like give you the latest news really on what's happening. We're just waiting on other parties now, insurance and whether they can get the power back to our unit or not. We can't operate in there without power, which is the biggest problem we've got at the moment. Once that power's back, we could theoretically, if the building was deemed safe, the rest of the building, which is attached to, unfortunately, was deemed safe, then we could move straight back in and trade again exactly as we were, with nothing moved, nothing changed, nothing altered. As I say, we've got away scot-free really, damage wise, so we're very, very, very lucky, and we know it. To be honest, we could have lost everything. We could have lost a lot. So we haven't, and we will be back. So that's that bit of news out of the way. On a lighter note, you know, I don't really want to be on here talking about fires and stuff, but yeah, I just thought I'd let everybody know while I was doing this video. I've got an absolute pile of stuff that I have brought up here into the loft room to add to the collection. Most of it Atari this time, bit of Sega. What else have I got? A few Spectrum ZX81 stuff. Not a lot of ZX81 stuff this time for a change. Normally I usually kick off with ZX81 stuff, but not this time. So I am going to kick off with some odds and ends first. Atari Addict magazine, anybody heard of that? Pixel Addict, they do a series of magazines, quite glossy, nicely produced periodicals. This one, Atari Addict, is a cracking bit of journalism. To be honest, it's nice. I really like it. It's got a lot of stuff in it. If you are into Atari, grab yourself a copy. I've been enjoying reading that. I'm going to pop everything I've done down there. Data recorder for the Acorn. This is a lovely unit. Just check that out. Done in the same style as the Acorn Electron. Runs on batteries or external power. Connects to your Electron via a DIN plug there. And done in exactly the same style as the Electron. So it sits next door to the... If I can get these to do what I want them to do. Sits next door to the Electron like that and just looks the business. What they didn't do, which is really silly, is put the DIN plug on this side of the cassette recorder so that you could plug it in like that. They've got the DIN plug for the cassette recorder here and the DIN plug for the cassette recorder on the same side of the cassette recorder, which I think is just ludicrous, to be honest. I don't know why they did that. Even if you was going to have it over here, it's way too far apart. You'd have to have a longer lead. Why didn't they just put the DIN plug on this side here and this side here, so you could have a nice short bleed between the two? Don't know, missed a trick there, didn't they? Anyway, it's a nice bit of kit. It looks great, and I've got that in the collection now. I'll put that next to my Electron over here. And that looks the bee's knees, as they say. I'm going to do the non-Atari stuff, and then we'll get right into the Atari stuff in a bit. Manic Miner for the ZX81. Saw that on eBay. Somebody has taken the 2012, I think it is. The 2002 remake of Manic Miner for the ZX81, and they've put it on cassette. I mean, I've seen some people say that's a little bit naughty, and did they get permission, etc., etc. But for me, it's somebody making the effort to put something on cassette that was just hanging around on the internet as a ROM. So I'm quite happy to buy that on cassette and add that to my ZX81 collection. I'll just pop them on the telly. I won't be leaving them there for obvious reasons. Jet Set Steamboat Willie. This one was by Dave Sloan, so Sloanisoft. What a game that is. I haven't opened this particular one, but I have played the game on the ZX Spectrum, and it is a cracking bit of coding. It really is. Highly recommended if you can get yourself a copy. I don't think they're producing any more, but if they are, grab one. It is cracking. My mate Jamie Murray has kindly sent me these. He's going to laugh because it's been such a long time since he did send me these that he's going to think, what, you're only just doing a video about that, Ant? Cracky, it's took you a long time. But yeah, it has took me a long time because I just don't do videos very often. It's as simple as that. 3D Star Strike and Star Strike 2, not unusual until you look inside and you see that they have been signed by the author. So both of those are signed. And he just sent me those in the post. I had no idea they were coming. That one's been signed on the cover there in silver. Maybe you can see that in silver pen. But yeah, that's a nice. That was a nice little surprise. staying on Spectrum stuff. Now Stu, 2T UK, Stu, he's going to laugh when he sees this because it's been a heck of a long time since he gave me this last year. And yeah, I'm only just showing it on a video. ZX Box sound amplifier for the Spectrum. Really nicely made bit of kit that. I'm not quite sure how it's sealed together, but it doesn't appear to be screwed. It looks like it's literally sealed all the way around. It's a really, really sort of nicely produced box. It's not the usual cheap tap that a lot of these were put into, the off-the-shelf boxes that they found. It looks like it's been produced for the job, and moulded, not, you know, proper injection moulded. Yeah, there's the sprue, the sprue mark there. So yeah, it's injection moulded. Nice, really, really nice bit of kit. So it's just a sound amplifier for the beeper on the Spectrum. Doesn't really do anything much. Very useful, to be honest. If you want the beeps amplifier, I suppose it does the job. Staying on Spectrum stuff, I don't tend to collect the Spectrum very often now. I was, like I say, I was given those. I was pretty much given that by Stu. I have bought this diagnostic cartridge to help me fixing up Spectrums for the shop. So I've now got this diagnostic ROM card, which is quite cool. And that's got a few different diagnostic stuff. It's got the Smith Alford diagnostic ROM on it. It's got Retrolium's, if I remember rightly, it's got Retrolium's diagnostic ROM on there, and it's got Dr. Logan's, the original old Spectrum Dr. Logan's diagnostic ROM on it. So you can choose between those three using this jumper switch here. Yeah, so that's a handy bit of kit to have. I've never owned a diagnostic cart before. I've sort of just looked at the state of the screen and guessed, basically. Something for the Commodore 64, which is something you really don't see very often on this channel. Ultimate Play the Game collection on a board, on a cart, which could be put into a cartridge, I suppose, but on a board. So yeah, I've got the Ultimate Play the Game collection on ROM carts already for the Spectrum. Steve 8-bit on Etsy. I bought the box set a while ago, so I thought, well, why not get the ones for the Commodore as well. It's a handy way to play the games. If you ever want to just have a quick game, you just whack the cartridge in and away you go. So yeah, there's a collection of the full collection of Commodore Ultimate games on that cartridge, which is cool. Very cool indeed. Yes, a little personalised bag from Northern Games. Anthony Scarf gave me this when I did Crash last year. This is how long it's been since I did a video. And it is my good friend, is featured in this game, Mr. Wayne Robbins, Retro Robbins, as you might know him, off his channel. By the way, I will leave a link to his channel down below. You must visit it. He's a great guy. He really is a really good guy. And a good friend of ours in the shop. He often pops by, and as he says, I rob him of his money. I don't. He willingly spends it. He just doesn't like admitting it. Microblitz. This is by Northern Games, and this was done by Lee Chop Stevenson. He wrote the game, and it's published by Northern Games. But they've done a lovely job. I often come on here and talk about Chronosoft and the stuff they do, but Northern Games, they do a similar sort of job. Really, really nice stuff, nicely produced. Great graphics. Whoever did the artwork for this is brilliant. They got Wayne down to a T on the front there. Yeah, nicely printed, both sides, the inlay, which you don't see very often on homebrew stuff. Very nicely produced. I'm well pleased with that, and as I say, it came in its own little personalised bag for me, which I thought was a nice little touch. I like it when people make a little bit of effort like this. It's good stuff. Right, I think I'm almost onto the Atari stuff now. I'm just going to be doing a few Sega things. I have decided in my infinite wisdom to add all the Sonic games to my collection again. I'm a big fan of Sonic. On Knuckles. What's that? No, Sonic's better than you. You're not better than Sonic. Knuckles. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, strangely, is the first one. Now these, they very rarely come in good condition. This one happens to be in very good condition. Even the manual and everything's nice and crispy on it. But the box is in really good nick. They tended to get very damaged, the inners on these. This one's not bad at all, as you can see. So a bit of tape on it just to hold it together in places, but it's if you know anything about Sonic and Knuckles, this is a really good example. So I'm well pleased to have that. Sonic and Knuckles. Let's put that down there out the way. Sonic 3D, Flicky's Island. Nice. What more can be said about that? Sonic 3. An over-expensive game in my opinion. It's not rare in the least. People charging silly prices for this. I got that one for a decent price off eBay, I do believe. If I remember rightly, it's been a long time. And Sonic Spinball. All great games if you like Sonic, which I do. What next? Shall I do a bit of hardware? I'll do a bit of hardware. Check this out, guys. Check this out. I had this come into the shop. Somebody brought this into the shop, and it was never ever going to get put into the shop for sale when I saw the condition of it. Just check out that. Now you'd think, looking at the paint on that, that this was one of these new Atari 2600 Plus controllers, wouldn't you? But no, that is an original controller. Now, not just that, both controllers that came with this Atari were in perfect condition, like they've never been used. Seriously, when you use it, it feels like it's just come out of the box, and I don't think this thing ever was used. It came in an iMagic, which I haven't got at the moment because that is in the shop, an iMagic case. And I think what happened with this particular Atari 4-switch, it basically got put in there and never used because the cartridges, two cartridges it came with, are like absolutely mint. Probably the best condition cartridges I've ever seen. Originals anyway. Amazing condition. All the manuals, literally, there's not a crease on them. They're like don't even look like they've been thumbed through. So all the stuff that came originally with the Atari was in there, in perfect condition, and the Atari itself is just absolutely mint. It is a absolute beauty. As you can see, the paint around the bezel here is in perfect condition. Not a bit of it's been rubbed off. It is a very low serial number. It's number 801, which is extremely low, even for a 4-switch Irish Woody. That is actually low, 801. It's the lowest I've ever seen. So this was never going to go in the shop for sale. This came back home and was added to my collection, and I just so happened, so I'll just pop that out of the way for a sec. Actually, I'll just put that back up there. Put that back on there. bear with me. I did have this nice 4-switch box. So it's gone in there. That 4-switch box had all the inners and everything. I just so happen to have that. So now that resides in there. So I've got a really minty 4-switch in a really nice box now. I did have a 4-switch before, but wasn't anywhere near as good as that one. It was another Irish one, to be honest, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as that. So well pleased to have had that. When that came into the shop, I was like, ooh, what do I offer for this? This is nice. I want this for myself. Dana was like, that's never coming in the shop, and he was right. Anyway, what next? Oh, power supply. In danger of boring you to death now with rubbish things like power supplies, but I think it's quite important when you're using your retro stuff to try and find switching power supplies whenever you can. Modern switching power supplies. This one was by, who was this one by? Cool Novelties, actually, yes. Cool Novelties. And this is for my 8-bit Atari computers. So this will fit the 800 XL, the 65XE that I've got, and others. And it's substantially lighter and smaller than the massive power brick that we had originally. It's quite amazing that that does the same job as that huge heavy power brick that that they originally came with. But yeah, it's got a nice metal DIN plug on it, really nice quality. So that now powers all of my 8-bit Atari computers. So I think that's a nice bit of kit. Well, we're really worthwhile getting, I think, those, to be honest. I don't know why I'm keeping it in the box, because I only kept it in the box so I could show it on video. I should take that back out of the box later and use it directly. Cartridges for the XLXE series. So yeah, not XLXE series, but Atari 400, 800, XL, XE series. Basic computing language, majorly boring, but needed it for the collection. Space Invaders. Some of these I had boxes for, so now these reside in the boxes. As you know, if you've watched previous videos, I had an absolute massive job lot of boxes for the 800, 400 and 800, and I've been slowly but surely filling those empty boxes. All the boxes came with instruction, with the booklets, and they were all in mint condition. Somebody had basically had them, taken all the cartridges out, didn't want the boxes. I was like, yes, I'll have the boxes, thank you. And I've been filling them ever since. So now I've got, I think I'm about, I'd say about 8/10 done. Yeah. Out of Centipede. Both brilliant games, by the way. Play that one with the trackpad. Music Composer and Asteroids, which is always fun to play. Those are all on the brown, like the brown original sort of Atari 400, 800 cartridges. I've got 3 on the silver label ones, so I've got Galaxian, not Galaxians, but Galaxian, which is a bit odd. Pole Position and Joust, which is one of my favourite games, and my son's, as it happens. He loves a bit of Joust, does Ben. Miner 2049er. Who doesn't like a bit of Bounty Bob action? And one of the XE cartridges, one-on-one basketball. I got one boxed one, new box one, and that's Kaboo. Box is a bit beaten up, it's not the greatest. I can't get a box protector for this size box. They're slightly deeper than the normal boxes for some reason, the Activision ones. So I would like a box protector for it so it doesn't get any worse, but alas, I can't find any. If anybody knows of any box protectors that'll fit the Kaboom Activision box, please let me know. I want to get a few for the oversized Activision boxes. Yeah, Kaboom. Very good game. If you haven't played it. While I'm still on the games, Atari 2600 stuff. Indy 500, I got this off Nick at Vintage Gamer, so props to him. I will be putting a link down below to Nick's shop and his address. Cracking guy, Nick. He did me a great deal on this and an Atari 400, a boxed Atari 400, which you'll see shortly. So yeah, that's nice. That's all complete with the driving controllers, not the paddles, the driving controllers. And a really minty Indy 500 box in there. So that looks nice on my shelf behind the camera there. Put that down there, right? I've got Pele Soccer. Very minty example, really minty, almost perfect. I got that off a group on Facebook for £15, I think it was, which is a bit of a steal in that condition. I got this one off my friend Darren McGowan way back. He's going to laugh as well when he sees this video because it's been so long since he gave me this. It was sometime in the middle of last year, I think, at one of the events. He let me have that. So there we go. Football. Again, in very, very good condition. It's got the original label on up there. Quite excited to show you this one. I've been wanting one of these for years and years and years, and I've got a few thanks to give out for it. The Jaguar Game Drive. I have so long been wanting one of these. I had a word with my friend at Retro Towers. Link down below to Retro Towers, who did me a deal on one of these if I would do a review on it. So coming up after this video is a review on the Jaguar Game Drive. And I can confirm it's a cracking bit of kit. I love it. I can now play any game I want to on that Jaguar, which is actually just below the camera there. Yeah. Like I say, review incoming on that, and that was kindly sent to me, not for free, but for a much reduced cost by Retro Towers. So big thanks to them. And full disclosure there. So I did get that for a lot cheaper, so I could do a review on it. So thank you very much, Retro Towers. I've got a box for my 1010 recorder, cassette recorder for the Atari, for my XL, which is in pretty good nick with the polys and everything in there as well. So I'm pleased to have that, add that box to my collection. I do like the Atari boxes from this era. They were pretty cool looking, in my opinion. But yeah, that's in nice condition. And now I've got a box for that, the 1010, which is just down there. What I haven't got is the original power supply for the 1010. I'm after one of those. If anybody has got one hanging around or knows of one for sale somewhere, please let me know. I'd like to add that to this box if I could. I actually don't use the recorder. I mainly use cartridges and an SD Max on my XL. So It doesn't actually get used, but I'd like it just for completionist's sake to get the original power supply to put in here. So if anybody knows where there is one. Oh, hang on, I just found something. I've got a Duke, second Duke for my original Xbox. Now a lot of people say they didn't like the Dukes, but I haven't got particularly big hands or anything, to be honest. But the Duke just, I'm gonna put that out the way before I knock it off. The Duke just fits me lovely. I really do love the size of the Duke. It just feels great in my hands. That's the most comfortable controller I've ever used in my life. I remember having the original Xbox with Halo, the original Halo, and playing it with a Duke back in the day. For some reason I got rid of my Xbox. I sold it. So the one I've got now is not my original. Hence it had the smaller controllers, the S controllers. So I've been trying to get a pair of Dukes back. I got one last year, and I've got another Duke now. So I've got a pair of Dukes in my collection. And I love them. I think they're brilliant. They are absolutely enormous, but for some reason they fit my hands nicely, and I do enjoy using these better, or more, shall I say, than the controller S's. So yeah, I've got another Duke, which is cool. Atari 400. Now, ouch. Thank you, Albert. Atari 400. I got this boxed. I'd already had an Atari 400 loose. I saw this at an event last year that Nick was attending, and it was boxed, and I thought, oh, I really want that. I asked him how much it was. It was a little bit too pricey for me at the time. He ended up doing me a massive deal on it. So he done me a deal on the Atari 400 boxed, for Atari 410 program recorder boxed as well, both in great condition. This was really yellowed when it came to me. Left it out in the sun, and it's gone back to its natural sort of like beige. And Nick, if Nick's watching this, he'll know how yellowed it was and how good it looks now. So yeah, Atari 400. I do love these. I've got two working models now. I don't know what to do with the second one. If anybody's desperate for an Atari 400, let me know. I might want to keep it for spares though, actually thinking about it. Because these aren't the most reliable of computers, especially keyboards on them. So probably best to keep the other one, maybe. I don't know. If you do want it, shoot me an offer. If the offer's good enough, I might sell. I don't know. But yeah, I've got an Atari 400. I will show you the box now. The box is so cool. The box is really cool. I'll show you the program recorder box first. So 410 program recorder. Again, I love the graphics on these. I think that this era of Atari boxes was just brilliant. I love them. So yeah, got the full rainbow on the Atari logo here. I don't really understand the logic behind what they did though, because in the silver with the stripes, with the pinstripes, they just had sort of like one colour going into another, so it looked like a simple gradient. In the early ones they had the full rainbow, but the gradient doesn't stay the same. So you've got, this is from the same era as the Atari 400 box I'm about to show you, and you'll see the difference in the logo there. This one's full rainbow. I'll just pop that there a sec. And here is the box for the Atari 400. As you can see, it's still got the gradient again. So like it goes what, like yellow to orange to red to purple. Not the full rainbow, is it? I don't get what they were doing. Anyway, petty things like that aside, what a fantastic looking box that is. A bit on the big side, a bit awkward to sort of store, but it does look good on display. The only problem it had was this corner here, which I've done a repair on. It had got a bit damp at some stage and a little bit mouldy at some stage, so I've killed the mould with stuff, and I have PVA'd this corner here to stop it getting any worse. So that's all PVA'd now, so that's not going to get any worse, and the mould's dead, so the mould ain't getting any worse. That's the only bit of damage on the entire box. The rest of the box is really nice, as you can see. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Came with the polys. Didn't come with an instruction booklet. I am after an original Atari 400 instruction booklet, but yeah, it came with these original polys, which year 400 sits in, and it came with the original Tadmor, is it the power supply that these came with. So yeah, thanks again to Nick. As I said, Vintage Gamers, details down below. Anybody wants to visit their shop, they are one of the best shops in the Midlands. Up there with the best in the country, I would say. That's not belittling the Hidden Chest, we just haven't been around as long as Nick. Hidden Chest is also a fantastic shop. Yes, I'm really pleased to have some boxed additions to the collection. I've got more cartridges now to fill my boxes, my empty boxes. I'm just hoping that the shop can get up and running again soon. I'm not hoping it'll get up and running. It will get up and running. I'm just hoping that it'll get up and running sooner than later. Really, we don't want to be hanging around. We've lost a bit of momentum in the shop now. We'd got, like, literally Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday was packed every single day. We got people queuing up outside before we even opened on a morning, and I'm just a little bit apprehensive that we might have lost that momentum now that we built up. We'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody will come flocking back as soon as we're back open again. So I'm just hoping they pull the fingers out and we can get something sorted. Anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for watching. I think that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you want to see some more. If you don't want to see any more, thanks for watching this far in this episode. Good of you to join us. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. See you again soon, guys. And in the meantime, as always, keep it retro.